It's Wednesday, so you know we're winging it. We're still here in sunny Florida.
For a few more days.
Yeah.
But our Alaskan adventure is about to get underway and we're so excited. But this week we're talking about the biggest, most frequent question that we have gotten over the last year since we announced that we were going to be going to Alaska this year. And that is, you're driving your Class A motorhome to Alaska? Really? You're taking this. You're not renting a smaller RV. You're not going on a cruise. You're not flying to Alaska. You're driving your home on wheels, your Class A motorhome to Alaska. Yes, we are. And that is the topic of this week's Wingin' It. Hey y'all, I'm Stacie.
I'm Tom, and we're RV America, y'all.
As full-time RVers since 2018, we've traveled a lot and met a ton of awesome folks. But we're not done winging it yet, y'all. Join us as we check off our bucket list, experience destinations we've always dreamed of, and discover amazing places you may have never heard of.
Every day is a new adventure, and we're bringing you along for the fun. The next episode of our story begins now.
Okay, before we get started, let's quickly review the rules of Wingin' It. We set the timer on my phone for 10 minutes. We talk about the topic. When the timer goes off, we wrap things up. This is completely unedited, unscripted, and you get what you get. So, 10 minutes on the clock. We're winging it. And Astro is here today, and he's already been flipping and flopping, so we'll see how long he hangs out. And it's very windy, so I apologize in advance if the wind is an issue. We are truly winging it, trying to get this in to you today. But yes, we are taking our Class A motorhome, which is a 2021 Newmar New Aire. It's also our home. We live in it full time, to Alaska from South Florida this year. And we never had a second thought about if it was the right coach for us to take. A lot of people have asked us, well, aren't you going to rent maybe a truck camper or a van or maybe a small Class C to make traveling up there easier? And our answer was no, we don't need to do that.
No, if we're going up to Alaska, we're going to go up in our RV. Now, Stacie says, was there a second thought? I think maybe it wasn't for her, but there was a second thought for me. And that's not that it was a Class A RV. It's just, it's a long drive. It's a long ways. We're going through Canada, which right now, I don't know. We just don't know what's going on. And there's a lot of unknowns. But you know what? We bought this RV and we went in this lifestyle to travel and to go to places like Alaska. To me, this is a bucket list item. And you know what? Sometimes you got to say, what the heck? And this is one of those times where it is a long ways and we do have some challenges ahead of us. Am I a little bit apprehensive? Sure I am. I definitely am. But would I think about not taking my motorhome? No. I would definitely take the motorhome every time. And maybe in your mind there was no hesitation, but in mine there was some hesitation. But I think it's going to be the most epic trip that I've ever taken in my life.
So let's talk a minute about the mileage, because you said it's a long drive.
Yeah.
We are starting out here from South Florida, which is almost as far away as we could possibly get to Alaska.
Yeah.
And overall, our normal travel season is between 6,000 and 8,000 miles. The last 2 years, we've been right at 8,000 miles for our travel season. This year, we're at least 14,000. We may be closer to 15,000 or maybe even 16,000 miles by the time we're completely done and back in Galveston for the holidays. So we're talking almost or at double our normal drive time, which is a lot for us. And so, yeah, it's going to be a different experience for us, for sure.
Yeah, and And of course, we're trying to bring content and everything else too. So that part of it too was like, oh my gosh, we're going a long ways. We're going to be stopping a lot more times, and can we handle it with the content? Can we? And that's yet to be seen. I mean, we're gonna do our best, and of course, sometimes we may not have connectivity. We don't know. We're going up to places where you're going to get no cell service.
Yep.
Thank goodness we have Starlink, so we will probably get some service there. But those of you that have Starlink, that if you upload stuff at all, or maybe you're another YouTube channel, that isn't the fastest way to get a video up. It's really slow. So yeah, all these things come together, but still what outweighs everything is it's the adventure of a lifetime. I mean, we're going to a place that I don't think there's any better way to probably see Alaska than in an RV. And I have been in an RV in Alaska before. When we flew up to Alaska, my family, and we went in a truck camper with my uncle and aunt and cousins and toured for 2 weeks. And it was incredible. But nothing, that was 2 weeks. That doesn't compare to 63 days on this Alaska Caravan. That, I mean, it's just boggling my mind. Now, we do want to say, going into this, we did meet a couple. Before we signed off on doing this, we met a couple that took this Caravan right after, and I mean right after.
Which is, in case you don't know, Alaska Excursion Caravan is who we're going with. It's a small mom and pop company.
Yeah.
That they just love going to Alaska, and so now they take people along with them.
Yep. And but we met this couple that had just come off their Caravan, and they picked up a brand new Newmar New Aire, New Aire, Mountain Aire. Mm-hmm. Mountain Aire, bigger coach than we have.
Did a factory delivery in Napanee, Indiana.
In Napanee, Indiana, and left straight from there and went up and went on the Alaskan Caravan. That was their shakedown cruise, which I would never recommend that normally. It worked out great for them. They didn't have any damage on the coach and everything. So at that point, we really started to think, wow.
And they loved it so much, they've now done it again a couple times.
And
already are booked for another time in the future. So that gave us a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I think everybody, we've all heard these horror stories about the roads in Alaska.
And getting to Alaska.
But you know what? Have y'all driven on our interstates lately?
In the lower 48, have you been on I-80 south of Chicago, or I-10 between Texas and Louisiana, or I-40 between Albuquerque and Amarillo, for example? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think it'll be much worse than that, and it may not even be worse than that. And also, with Jim and Cindy, they've been there so many times. Our caravan leaders, they've been there so many times. They know where the bad spots are. They're going to give us a book that tells us where to slow down and all that thing. Where to get the good fuel. I mean, you got to worry about fuel. Where to get DEF. Yeah. We have to have DEF. All those crazy questions that would be in the back of my mind the whole time.
Right.
They're going to take some of that headache, a lot of that headache away from us, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm thankful for that, because
it makes it so much less stressful.
Yes.
Planning and getting ready to go. It takes a lot of the what ifs about it, because we have support.
Yeah.
Which to me is priceless. Now, I would like to talk about, for just a quick minute, we are preparing, we are doing things to get the coach ready
for
Alaska. And like one of those things we're doing is On our way up, we are going to, well, before I get to that, let me say, we do have retro bands installed in our front drive tires. And if you don't know what retro bands are, they are inserts into our front steer tires that in case we have a tire failure, they will protect us. They will protect the coach from damage. They will keep the rubber on the tires. They will help us keep control. They saved us on I-40 coming into Amarillo.
Yeah, we've already had a blowout.
And I'll link to that video in case you missed it. But we are true believers in retro bands, and in this case, when we're going to be out kind of in the middle of nowhere in some cases, I'm really happy to have them as that extra security. We also bought secondhand a cover for the front of the Jeep that when we're towing, it's going to cover the windshield, it's going to cover the front of the Jeep so that any rocks that get thrown up, our Jeep is better protected. So, you know, we've got that in place.
Right, because, I mean, a lot of people do. If they don't protect their toad at all, they will get dings and stuff from the rocks that hit it. We could get that anyway on the roads, but there are places, and again, part of the Caravan is they're going to tell us, they know which days that we have to put that on. It's not like we're going to have to put it on every day is what they told us. They said when they know where the roads are bad for that, we'll put it on ahead of time. If not, we'll leave it off.
Exactly. So we feel good about that. And what I started out by saying here is one of the first stops we're going to make when we leave here is National Indoor RV Center's NIRVC Dallas. We're actually going to go over there for our annual maintenance. And oh, there's our timer. But just to wrap this up real quick, we're going to get all of our maintenance done on the engine and the generator and everything before we head north.
Right before.
Yes. And that way everything is fresh. We've had fresh eyeballs on it. Hopefully if there is anything that's kind of creeping up on us, we catch it before it becomes a problem. That's something we do every year at the beginning of our travel season, is do all of our annual maintenance. And I think that's just so important, but certainly definitely important for us this year.
Right, and we just want to let y'all know, if we've talked about our posse in the past, but this year going to Alaska, if you want to follow it like almost day to day, we're going to be putting stuff up on the posse. It's going to be like we're writing a book, but you can see it day to day as we're writing it, chapter by chapter.
Real time.
Real time. Know what we're going through. Now, we're going to have this on YouTube too, but in 4 to 6 months, just like our videos now, except for Wingin' It. They're always delayed, and that's not it. Right now, it's not intentional. We have a lot of video content out there that we need to get out before the Alaska Caravan, but on YouTube, you're going to get the Cliff Notes version. So it's like on the posse, they'll get the whole book chapter by chapter. On YouTube, when we start doing the videos, you'll get the Cliff Notes version.
You'll still see amazing scenery and amazing, incredible experiences.
So we're not saying join the posse if you don't feel, you know, you're going to see this stuff on YouTube. We're just saying if you want to see it as it's happening.
Right. And get a chance to ask questions while we're in these places and all of that.
And we have an amazing community on there too. It's just not about Stacie and I. There's a great community on there that they're sharing their stories and their travels, and a lot of full-timers are in there.
And a lot of part-timers who travel extensively.
Yeah, showing what they're experiencing during the summer. So, you know, you'll get both of that. But we just want to let you know that there is a way to really share this almost real time, and we hope you come along for it and maybe feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to see how it works out, because this is unknown territory for us.
Yes.
This is going to be an epic adventure, and yes, we are taking our Newmar New Aire along for the adventures, and you know, if we have any challenges, we're going to share those with you too, and if we have the adventures, we're going to share with you, and so we'll see how it all works out. We will truly be winging it.
Yep.
So thanks so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time. Keep on winging it. Until then, safe travels.
And happy camping.
Bye.
Bye.